you ready? It's time for the fifth quarter on KALB. Sponsored by Giles Hyundai.
It's the first Friday in September, and high school football is back. The Bunkie Panthers and Ash Trojans look to get back to their winning ways on their home field. New coaches make their debuts at Tioga, Peabody, and Rose Pine, looking to start their tenures on the right foot. And Marksville hopes to carry momentum from their jamboree against crosstown rivals of Oils. Highlights from all across central Louisiana kicks off right now on week 1 of the fifth quarter. Oh, it is so great to be back. Welcome into a brand new season of the fifth quarter here on KALB. I'm Harrison Vapnik.
And I'm Julia Keller. Last year, the Bunkie Panthers had their first undefeated regular season in over 20 years. And even with the loss of some key players on offense, the team's approach into the season opener was to prove they could keep that same success. Our fifth quarter game of the week is brought to you by the Louisiana Farm Bureau. The Bunkie Panthers hosting the St. Mary's Tigers for our week 1 matchup. Panthers ball, Brady Wright hands it off to none other than Zion Lee, and he is off to the races, picking up 45 yards on Bunkie's opening play. On the next play, Wright would drop back with the long pass connecting with Ryan Patterson. He stumbles on into the end zone for the Panthers' first touchdown of the season. Bunkie leads 7-0. Panthers back on offense, Wright showing off his arm. He throws it to Patterson once again, and he gets into the end zone untouched for the touchdown. Could this be the two new Bunkie dynamic duo? Panthers now lead 14-0. The Bunkie students are continuing to cheer on the Panthers. Still in the first quarter, Wright hands it off to Lee, and he takes this one up the middle. He runs it in for the 43-yard rushing touchdown. Panthers up 20-0 after a missed extra point. Fast forward to the end of the second quarter, St. Mary's inching their way towards the end zone due to Panthers penalties. Final play of the first half, Tigers ball. Ashton Johnson in the pocket looking for a receiver. He rolls out but is met by the Bunkie defense. Going into the locker room, Bunkie would lead 29-0. The Bunkie Panthers would stay on top in the second half, beating the St. Mary's Tigers 42-0.
Peabody Warhorses taking on the LaGrange Gators. Jamar Washington looking for his first win as head coach. Warhorses ball. Zayden Bolden going with the long ball early in the first quarter. Connects with Jonathan Hargrove for a first down. They keep the drive rolling with that huge gain. Same drive by air, by land, by sea. It's Hargrove with 6 on the ground. Warhorses took the first quarter lead 6-0. Second quarter, Warhorses on defense, not letting the Gators chomp any yards, keeping the momentum with that stop. Later in the quarter, Bolden looking for a deep ball again. Perfect spiral and great hands for Camarion Adams for another Warhorses touchdown. Warhorses on defense again. Gators lose control of the ball. Tony Brooks says, "Look what I found." Peabody staying on top, and Peabody secures the win in week 1, 33-10.
The Rose Pine Eagles hosting the Westlake Rams, starting the game off with a balloon release for the late Brooklyn Kemp, who passed away earlier this year. The Rams would get on the board first. Brody Anderson would hand it off to Braylon Garrick, who goes around the outside for the touchdown. Westlake would lead 6-0. Rose Pine now on offense. Slay Gardner drops back, throws up the long ball, and it's caught by Colt Hayes at Westlake's 12-yard line. Eagles cheerleaders cheering on their team, but the Eagles are unable to capitalize, turning it over on downs. Third quarter, Westlake up 14-0, and they drive down the field, making it 21-0. Fourth quarter, Eagles with the good punt. Rams receiver can't hold on to the ball, and the Rose Pine Eagles recover it, trying to make a last-minute comeback. The Rose Pine Eagles would go on to fall to the Westlake Rams 34-0.
It has been a busy year for Ash Trojans football, playing in the school's second state championship game, having a player win the Warwick Dunn Award, and of course being featured in a documentary. But it's back to work as usual for the Trojans as they begin their quest back to the Superdome. Coach Bachman and the Trojans have won 10 straight home games at the Butch. That trend looks safe early on, already 7-0 when Carson Sellers hooks up with Alex Fontenot for a 30-yard score. Ash leads by 2 scores in just over 2 minutes. Ensuing drive. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Kaysen Williams. The sophomore on the swing pass makes a couple of Saints miss and one more for good measure. Off to the races. What a way to get your first career touchdown. 55 25 yards, puts the Trojans up 3 scores. He's not the only new face in the Ash backfield. Meet Noble Williams. He runs straight through the West Feliciana defense for another touchdown, 31-0, and we're still in the first quarter. A few drives later, Ash on the move again. Sellers goes back shoulder to Fontenot again. One of 4 first half passing touchdowns from Sellers. Ash rolls 54-7 to kick off the year.
Tioga welcoming the defending state champion Sterlington. Opening drive for the Indians, Case Malone goes deep downfield and finds Kervin Johnson Jr. behind the Panthers defense. Indians lead 7-0. Jump to the second half. Tioga now down a point. Kenny Ponche takes the carry inside and sprints in 25 yards for a touchdown. Fast forward to the fourth quarter, Tioga driving again down 3. Malone's pass intercepted by Tamarian Birch. Tioga would fall short to Sterlington 47-31.
And the Grand Cougars hosting the Montgomery Tigers again for their season opener. Tigers receive the ball first, and Jeremiah Christian will take it 40 yards to draw first blood. Extra point was no good, but it's 6-0 Tigers early. Cougars now driving, and Ahmad Sykes finds a gap, will be untouched for 30 yards to answer back. 7-6 Cougars, no competition, the Grant faithful say. Later on, Cougars up 14-6 with the ball. Sykes shakes a defender, and he will take it all the way to the house for his second touchdown. 60 yards with a little message to everybody watching here at home, putting Grant on the map. Defense kept their momentum. Matthew Cooper collects the sack. This game got wild in the fourth quarter, but the Cougars lead right now 62-50. Much more to come on the fifth quarter, but first a look at the scoreboards.
We are Rose Pine Eagles, and you're watching the fifth quarter on KALB. We are Rose Pine Eagles.
This fifth quarter score ticker is sponsored by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back to the fifth quarter. Tonight, many freshman or sophomore players are making their varsity football debut. But Harrison, you have more on a senior taking the field for the first time.
Armani Benjamin is a name you've likely heard during the winter months because of tournament runs with Avoyelles Charter basketball. But now with a brand new school comes a new opportunity. You might know him as one of the best basketball players in the state. Now, for the first time, Armani Benjamin is entering the high school football game.
Me and his dad, have known each other for a long time. I was teaching here when his dad was playing. So, we always talked when he was at Charter that, one day, hopefully, I could try to get his dad over here and get him playing football. And Coach Oakie's always wanted him to play football.
This summer, Coach Harper got his wish. Okie Benjamin to coach at Marksville, and Armani following him.
As soon as I found out that he was taking the job, I wanted to play. And he kept asking me, like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'll just do it. Last year, why not? Why not?
The Tigers have been at work on adjusting Benjamin from running up and down the court to running across the field.
It just helps with the explosiveness of it and getting able to get open and run my routes the correct way.
I've always said that basketball players who are strictly basketball players, I feel that there's some of your better athletes, all-around athletes. So I've always felt a transition from basketball to football is not that hard of a transition.
It also helps to have chemistry already with the star quarterback.
He's a great quarterback. He talks to me. He teaches me all that I need to know since I'm new. And he's like a brother to me.
I've been knowing him since kindergarten, so we've been pretty close basically our whole life. And when I found out that he was coming to Marsville, I was happy and stuff. Just the competitiveness in him. If I throw him a jump ball, I know he's going to go get it because, he's hungry. He gonna want the ball, just like in basketball, if I throw the lob, he gonna go get it.
As Marksville football hopes their 1 year with Benjamin is a slam dunk. Benjamin and Marksville hosting Avoyles for a Week 1 rivalry matchup. Marksville kicks off the game with a big play as quarterback Devin Laviolette kept the ball and is going to take it all the way for a 70-yard touchdown to start things off. Tigers have a 7-0 lead on the next Avoyles drive. Quarterback Case Gothier dropped back to pass but sacked by Deshaun Jones from Marksville's fired up defensive line. Tigers in command in the early stages. Later in the first half, Laviolette throws a nice pass to Jaden Price, who takes it all the way for another 70-yard plus touchdown, putting Marksville up 14-0 early before the half ended. Laviolette connects with guess who? Armani Benjamin on a deep pass for another score. What a debut. Tigers kept the pressure up. They go on and win 47-14.
Northwood Lena hosting Menard. The Eagles wearing love like Mike hats in honor of our ACA Athlete of the Week, Michael Laborde. 4th down, Northwood is forced to punt in the Menard's end zone. The kick is soon blocked by Jack Simpson, who recovers and makes an immediate touchdown. At the bottom of the first quarter, a good pass to Matthew Hicks easily bypasses the Northwood defense and goes the almost 70 yards to make their second touchdown. 4th down, Northwood 20 yards away from the end zone, but Menard defense Jack Simpson makes another major block, putting Menard back on offense. Less than a minute in the second quarter, Jake Vaughn runs into the end zone, making the score at the half 21-0, Eagles leading. Menard would go on to win this one 42-0 over Northwood Lena.
If you were a regular on 5th quarter last season, you would know that Xavier Ford would carry our highlight packages and the Leesville offense, but Ford is now off to Minnesota, and the Wampus Cats are hoping to find new ways to replace his production. The Wampus Cats taking on the Sam Houston Broncos on their home field, down 7-3 early in the first quarter, looking to respond. Broncos quarterback Gavin Breaux throws out, and it is caught by Cooper Wasrima, takes it in, 6-0, Broncos up. It was 10-7 now, late in the first. Wampus Cats quarterback Trell Broom hands it off to his back. Braxton Grant stretches the ball and gets a touchdown across the plane. Wampus Cats now up 14-10, now midway through the second quarter. Back and forth game, Broncos respond. Gavin Breaux dances on the quarterback keeper into the end zone. Broncos took the lead 23-21. They go on and win 44-35.
DeRidder hosting South Beauregard tonight. First possession, Dragons marching down the field with a nice run by Connor Rushford, absorbing the hit and adding yards by contact. Dragons scoring first in the first quarter with Michael Parmalee taking it himself to put the Dragons on top 7-0. Knights answer back with Walker Langton finding his receiver Caleb Lameau deep downfield for the touchdown. Knights would tie up the game. DeRidder would go on to win this one 42-13 on their home field. And stay with us. Our plays of the week are up next, but first, a look at the scoreboards.
This 5th quarter scoreboard is sponsored by Antune Hospitality Group's family of restaurants, including Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen, and Outlaws Barbecue, Louisiana's most wanted and always the winning call.
We're the Bucky Cheerleaders, and you're watching 5th Quarter on News Channel 5.
Welcome back to the 5th quarter. It's time to show you the best plays from week 1.
You know, a lot of these players were excited to make some highlight plays on opening night, and that's exactly what we saw. Let's jump straight in. Of course, our cool plays of the week are brought to you by Southern Air. Play number 1 comes from Ash, and you knew this would be a candidate. Kason Williams, house call. The Saints defense can't bring him down on the sophomore's path to the end zone. Trojan seems to be more than all right at the tailback position after JT Lindsay's graduation. Play number 2, we're staying in Alexandria, where Peabody quarterback Zadrian Bolden deep ball to Camarian Adams. Perfect spiral, perfect placement for the Warhorses. What a win tonight to kick off the Jamar Washington era. And our third play of the week is from the Menard Eagles. Lena forced a punt in the end zone. The kick is blocked by Jack Simpson, who recovers it and scores an immediate touchdown. Big road win tonight from the Eagles.
And here are the easy steps to vote for this week's Cool Play of the Week. Just go to our website at KALB.com, find the 5th quarter tab under sports, and all you have to do is vote for what you think is the top play. We'll reveal the winner every week this season during Sunday's night sports night. And while you're voting for your favorite plays, vote for your favorite players. Nominations are open for this week's ACA Athlete of the Week. To nominate, just go to KALB.com, find the Athlete of the Week selection under sports, and nominate your favorite player from there. We'll be featuring the winner on Thursday night at 6 and 10 o'clock.
And a huge thank you to Antunes Hospitality Group and their family of restaurants for feeding our entire 5th quarter crew tonight. We appreciate all that you do. Week 1 in the books. What is your biggest takeaway?
I mean, I had Bunkie. They looked really good tonight. I think offensively, defensively, they were unstoppable.
Not missing a beat without Dylan and Kyle. I saw the Astrosians. They were up 38-0 in a blink. I think they were strong early on. They want to prove to the rest of the state they are still here. It was great seeing Armani Benjamin score in his debut, and then also great seeing the Menard hats to honor Michael.
Yes, of course. That was amazing, and being able to meet his family was an honor. And
we know his family is watching. What biggest thing that you're looking forward to in week 2?
I don't know, honestly. I think we saw really good stuff from week 1. I know Peabody got their win in the first Washington era, so that's a really exciting thing. And I think we had some underdogs win this week. And I think
Pineville going on the road to New Iberia, a team they lost to last year, especially with some backup offensive linemen we read about. So a lot to be excited in Pineville. We're going to have so much more highlights next week during week 2 of 5th quarter. We'll catch you back here then.
Have a great night, Sinla.